guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video, and today we're gonna look at the LR Shadow Dragon army unit that you are able to get from Dokkan Battlefield, right? This is the most recent LR you can get from in there, and probably the best LR. Depending upon what Dokkan decides to do, this unit could become either really a must-have mega top tier unit, or be completely forgotten about. Now, right away, the main thing to talk about is the fact that they're only on 3 category teams: GT Bosses, Shadow Dragon Saga, and Join Forces. The entire basis behind this unit is to help out GT Bosses a lot, right? So this character is going to be very good on the GT Bosses team. They give 3 key and 30% attack and defense to GT Bosses category allies. Every single Shadow Dragon is on GT Bosses, so the Shadow Dragons are designed to be used together. Now, again, I'm going to do this in typical 55% unit showcase fashion, which is my initial time using this unit. However, there is a drawback with me doing that, and that is that the LR Shadow Dragons unit is a Big Bad Bosses unit. The problem with Big Bad Bosses units is if you don't have level 10 Link Big Bad Bosses, you don't even really see what the unit is truly capable of. But I literally just got them today. I want to do a 55% video on them. Now, they are free-to-play units, so why would you do a 55% video on a free-to-play unit? Well, number one, you could literally only get 1 copy right now. This is the second Battlefield that's been up on JP, and you're still only able to get 1 copy. So let's go ahead and see how good they're going to look. I have them paired up with Sin Shenron right here, which is going to activate everything except for Legendary Power, I believe. What link is this? He doesn't have this link? What is this? This is this Brutal Beatdown? I think this is Brutal Beatdown. I think. Or, no, this is, excuse me, this is Nightmare. But Rildo's got that. LR Super 17 has got that. Okay, Nightmare. Nightmare and Legendary Power, they don't share with Sin Shenron. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to, kind of, dress things up a little bit so we can actually get this super attack. So this is going to be 24 key. This is their first turn. Now, notice, defensively, they're only at 85k. I mean, this is really a consequence of the fact that this unit's link set is godly, right? So they have Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, the first 2, which are both just attack links. Fear and Faith, the third link, again, all enemies defense minus 10%, 2 key. But then GT, Shadow Dragons, and Big Bad Bosses in a row, those 3 in a row, are giving you 55% attack and defense from GT, Shadow Dragon, and Big Bad Bosses, right? So this version of the LR Shadow Dragons that I'm rocking, where our link set is full level 1s across the board, there's so many stats they're getting from GT, Shadow Dragon, and Big Bad Bosses, right? Alright, so let's go ahead and see what attack set they're going to go ahead and pop out for us right here. We're running on the Shadow Dragon Saga team. So they give us a 2.76. Honestly, considering this is full level 1 links, 55%, and they're giving us support, I feel like that's good. They out-damaged. Okay, so that's a level 10 link, Sin Shenron. Easy A Sin Shenron right there. The LR Shadow Dragons out-damaged him. Full level 1 links, 55%, right? They're an impressive LR. This LR Shadow Dragons is super damn good. It's such a shame, though, that they are a Battlefield LR, because Battlefield LRs, you can't get, you're just stuck. It takes a full year, typically, to rainbow these Battlefield LRs. I hate the fact that they slowly make them available, too. I just really hope that whenever they decide, if GT is going to be anniversary for Dokkan, 7-year anniversary will be Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and, LR Omega or something like that. Keep in mind that the dual Dokkan Fest for the anniversary, every single year after the 1st year anniversary, has basically just been Goku and Vegeta, right? 2 super class units. And if not Goku and Vegeta, just straight up, Gogeta Vegito, Goku and Vegeta fused together, has been what it is every single time, right? Okay, so right here, again, we're going to have everything active except for Big Bad Bosses, Nightmare, and Legendary Power. We would have Big Bad Bosses active if we are link level 10, right? But, I mean, I'm definitely not going to link level this LR until I right now, they're not a priority for me to link level, right? Like, GT Bosses is a dead team. Shadow Dragon Saga is pretty much a dead team as well. Like, it's like, in the future, this, like, they're good. But, like, how good they are going to be is completely dependent on if Dokkan is really serious about pushing forward with, the Shadow Dragons and GT bosses in general, right? But we need a lot more GT bosses. Like, it's the fact that Hellfighter 17 3.18, I mean, I feel like that's good. 3.18 level 1 links 55%. Like, again, this is a good unit. Like, they're really good, and they link up so well. Like, they have a very because the thing is, like, there's many units in the game that are, like, really good, but it's like they don't have, like, some mega obvious spot where they're going to be super good on or anything like that. Like, it you know, there's a lot of really good characters who it's kind of like, well, it's going to be tricky to utilize this character. But the Shadow Dragon LR, they've got a very obvious, like, spot where they're going to be good, right? And that's with other Shadow Dragons, with other GT bosses characters. I mean, this LR is going to work really well with LR Super 17, giving him a buff, although LR Super 17 needs Android and Target Goku units in rotation, which LR Shadow Dragons obviously is not. They also have an active skill, which is a worthless active skill, honestly. They give themselves 7 ki and debuff the enemies by 30% attack and defense, and you can do it starting from the 7th turn from the start of battle. The problem, hello, what are they thinking? Is that, like, 7 turns in any difficult content, that's going to be worthless because they're going to be immune to having their attack and defense debuffed 7 turns in. So it's a horrible active skill, unfortunately. Alright, so we're in an event here. This is going to work out really well. We're going to have everything active except for, again, they would have big bad bosses, because they have 5 out of 7. With Physical Omega. By the way, Physical Omega, when he gets his EZA, oh, is he going to be a dirty boy with them. What is their defense? Yeah, dude, like, oh my god. They're at 100k defense. Keep in mind that they basically have, like, 50% defense at least on the table just from their links. Plus, they're 55%. Like, you could honestly give them another 100k probably defense if they were maxed out, rainbow starred, and link leveled. So, like, you could see how this is just a free-to-play LR that's going to be massively powerful in the future, for sure. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do, again, a little bit of orb changing, just because we want to see what the unit is actually capable of doing. So I'm going to do this right there. That will go ahead and give them 24 ki. Again, I've got them linked up with the Omega. We, of course, are rocking a GT Bosses team. Is the team that we're on right here. GT Bosses is pretty bad, but, I mean, Rildo, the LR Shadow Dragons, EZA Sin Shenron, don't crit, dude. I'm gonna be really freaking salty if he crits. Of course, thanks, you fucking cocksucker. You bastard, Rildo. I hate that so much! What are you doing? But we're not trying to see you, Rildo. Damn it! But yeah, a lot of buffs happened to the GT Bosses team during basically this last, like, month and a half, but it's like it's not enough, right? We need way more on top of what they already got, like, in terms of the buffs and stuff that they need in order for GT Bosses to be very good and, like, a really, like, sort of, like, top tier team. Because I don't know. I mean, dude, there's just, like, the problem, like, GT Bosses is a fine category, but not considering they left off 2 of the main villains in Hellfighter 17 and Normal 17. Like, that really hurts. That was ridiculously stupid of Dokkan to do. Like, it really was. And it's like, there's not that many GT villains anyway that they potentially could work with. So I don't know what they were thinking. All right. So this is pretty much a very similar turn. The only thing is we don't have, like, you know, Shadow Dragon active right here. I mean, we are still going to be able to get to full 24 ki right there. We are going to have Legendary Power active this time with LR Baby. Remember that Rildo is also a GT Bosses category support. So we have 2 of those in the LR Shadow Dragons and STR Rildo. Both of them are functioning as support type units for the GT bosses team, which is good because again, GT bosses, they just need as much help as they can get. All right, so the LR Shadow Dragon is 2.65 right there. That's without another Shadow Dragon around too. Again, they're putting up pretty consistent numbers. You know, they're hitting about as hard as Dokkan Fest Kid Gohan, right? I'm so funny. Yeah, whatever. All right. I think this is probably done. We'll be able to get one more turn in. Okay, perfect. All right, so let's just let LR Super 17 go ahead and handle a little bit of business. And then we'll get one more rotation with LR Shadow Dragons. Again, it'll be a very similar rotation next to Super 17 and STR Rildo. Right? Now, one thing, before we finish up, I definitely do want to get their active skill animation in the video, right? Like, we'll go to, like, the Super Saiyan 3 Broly event and actually get their active skill off. Here, I'm going to rock with Rildo first. Then we'll go ahead and do this right there. That's going to get us 23 key. At that point, I might as well just do this to get us up to 24 key. And this Zamasu is dead right here. Okay, so this is, again, most of our links active outside of, like, Big Bad Bosses and Shadow Dragon. Again, Big Bad Bosses, if we actually took damage, would activate. Yeah, I really do like this LR Shadow Dragon unit. I think they did a really good job with them. The Bobbity and Deborah LR is pretty solid as well. Oob is okay. Like, they do a fine job of making these Battlefield LRs relevant. I just wish they'd be easier to obtain. Because you really, again, like a year? I mean, well, how about LR Team Bardock, right? Are they ever going to let us rainbow that unit? They've been out for, you know, 15 months already, and we haven't even been able to rainbow them. Like, very, very, utterly bizarre. All right, so let's do one more run. We might just run it back with the GT Bosses team, and we will see the active skill for LR Shadow Dragons. All right, so we have a pretty good rotation right here out the gate. I'm curious, we have not seen their 12 key animation yet, 115k. Yeah, this is a pretty strong rotation for them right here, honestly. But I actually want to just give them their 12 key super attack right here. Plus, I don't think this Broly would survive. I jumped in here just into the Super Saiyan 3 Broly event, and we will go ahead and utilize this to see the, 1.89 million right there. But we're going to go ahead and take advantage of this to get their active skill off, right? Because that active skill of theirs, it would be good. Honestly, this should be an active skill that they should just let you use it whenever you want. That would be sick. They would be really good for Super Battle Road in that instance. And it's not like they're on a lot of category teams where you could use them. I mean, you could run them in the Shadow Dragon Saga Extreme stage, but, like, you know, honestly, like, I feel like a lot of people have already, you know, been able to beat that at this point. Not really a big deal. Yeah, but if you could just use it whenever you wanted to, right? That would be very helpful, because then you just have that 30% attack and defensive debuff whenever you want. It makes sense that you'd be able to use it whenever you would want, too, because, like, it's sort of like their birth, right? The active skill is like them, like, kind of being born. It would make sense that you could use it turn 1. Just turn 7, when the main draw of the effect is the 30% attack debuff. I don't know, because, like, that could have made them good for, like, Battlefield as well. Like, if they could pop that right away. And, like, you know, if you're going up against a tough enemy in Battlefield that actually can be attack debuffed, right? They do lower attack in both their 12 key and their 18 key as well. So lowering attack is just a huge part of their kit, right? Like, it's very important that they're able to do that. All right, so this is a very strong rotation for them. I'm going to go ahead and get this turn right here, and then we'll skip ahead and see their active skill. So this is most everything active. We don't have Nightmare, Big Bad Bosses, or Legendary Power active. So let's go ahead and see what attack stats the LR Shadow Dragon army gets right here. And then we'll skip ahead until we're able to use their active skill. So let's go ahead and see what they're able to get. And we get a solid 3.18 from them. Again, pretty good for a Link level 1, basically 55%. Free-to-play LR, I'll take that. Not bad. That's why I say 2 million is average, by the way. Here's a free-to-play LR at level 1 links, and they're touching 3 million. That's why 2 million is average, for sure. Alright, so let's go ahead and get their active skill, and then after that, we will go ahead and see what attack stat they're able to get as well. So let's go ahead and pop the active skill right here and see the animation.
でジョーク流をまとめて相手にしようとは命知らずもいいところだ。もうお遊びは終わりだ。
Yeah, you know, I don't know that the voice they chose for Sin/Omega Shenron is the greatest. That's the third Hokage's voice actor from Naruto, but he's like an old man voice. I don't know if that's quite the proper voice for Sin/Omega. Like, he's definitely a good voice actor, but again, I don't know that he's exactly the right voice actor for Omega, right? So, the thing about this is, again, it gives the enemy a 30% attack and offensive debuff. It also does give them 7 ki, but the LR Shadow Dragons, I've found, is a unit that does not struggle for ki whatsoever anyway. Because, I mean, from their passive, they're getting 3 ki from their support ability. They get 4 ki if the enemy is in attack down or defensive down. And then, I mean, they're getting ki from Fear and Faith. They're getting ki from GT. So, they have a lot of areas to get ki. This is not a unit that really struggles for ki whatsoever, right? So, alright, let's go ahead and see what big boy attack stat they are able to get for us right here. What is their defense at on this turn? 115k. We have everything active except for, what is that? I think that's Brutal Beatdown, Big Bad Bosses, and Legendary Power. So we'll see this attack stat, and then we will finish up, right? LR Shadow Dragon's definitely a very good unit, but Dokkan made it a long time before we could use this unit at full power and full potential. But I think even at 55%, they could still be solid on the GT Bosses category team, for sure, right? I think they do have a place on the team even at 55%. I mean, it doesn't help that GT Bosses is so damn limited, but yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. Alright, this is Destroyers, born from the Dragon Balls, Shadow Dragon's army. The leader skill is GT Bosses category ki 3 and 130% of stats, so they're the second, well, I guess they're technically the first GT boss leader. LR Super 17 is the second. Super 17 is definitely who you want to use to lead the team. I mean, I don't know. The team, honestly, would be more cohesive without Super 17 on there, but, I mean, he's the best unit on the category, right? LR Shadow Dragon's 12 ki super attack is the Shadow Dragon's Assault, which does colossal damage and lowers enemy attack and defense. Their 18 ki super attack is Great Advance of the Shadow Dragons, which does mega colossal damage, lowers enemy attack and defense, and has a medium chance, a 30% chance of stunning the enemy. Their passive skill, minus energy resonance, gives them 70% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then they get another 70% attack and defense when performing a super attack, so support will work really well with them, giving them a lot of extra damage. Oh, actually, I mean, so that means the defensive stats we were seeing from them were actually much higher, right? Like, we're doing, like, okay, it's like we had 100k defense. What we actually had right there was like 170k defense after they supered. Okay, I missed that. Okay, so, yeah, all throughout the, wow. That means they're so good. Because what that means is, like, you know, when you have all those links active, Big Bad Bosses, GT, Shadow Dragons, and, like, they're starting to turn out with, like, 180k defense or something like that, they're going to get another 70% on top of that. Like, you could easily be sitting, like, 300k plus defense when this unit is level 10 links, rainbowed, and stuff like that. This unit is crazy. They're really good for a free unit. Holy hell. Again, in order for them to be used properly, though, we would need, like, an LR, like, Omega Shenron or something like that as well, but I definitely think that's something that could happen. They also get 4 ki when the target enemy is in attack down or defensive down status, and then they give GT Bosses category allies 3 ki and 30% attack and defense. Their active skill, Awakening of the Shadow Dragons, gives them 7 ki, and all enemies get a 30% attack and defensive debuff for 1 turn. But that can only be activated starting from the 7th turn from the start of battle. The problem is that all the places where the attack debuff is actually good, the enemies will be immune to attack debuffing by turn 7, right? Because, like, Super Battle Road, you're never going to get it. Shit like that, right? Like, that's the problem with their active skill. Their link set, probably the single strongest aspect of this unit. Brutal Beatdown, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, GT, Shadow Dragons, Big Bad Bosses, and Legendary Power. Just a crazy link set. Like, a theoretical LR Omega Shenron would probably have, like, 6 out of 7 links with this unit, I'm sure. 12 key multiplier, 150%. 24 key multiplier, 200%. You know, the typical, usual stuff. There actually is an EZA where they could potentially be okay, and that's the Goku and Frieza one, where you need legendary power to do all the extra attack and stuff like that, but Universal Survival Saga is what you want for defense, so nah, I guess they don't really have an EZA that they're going to be great against, right? Yeah, because the LR EZAs, it's like the category gives you better defense, and then like the legendary power link gives you extra attack. So there's not really an EZA they could help on. And then finally, like really the biggest weakness of this unit is the fact that they've only got the 3 category teams, right? They're on the GT Bosses team, which needs a lot of work, dude. They're on the Shadow Dragon Saga team, which still needs a lot of characters as well, absolutely. And then finally, they're over here on Joined Forces, which is just like a mess at this point. I mean, their link set would definitely work good with some of these major like villain, like LRs and units and stuff like that, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of the LR Shadow Dragons. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.